Welcome to California in Focus. I'm Keegan Kernodle, and joining me today is the California reporter for the Center Square, Kenneth Schrupp. Earlier this week, federal agents conducted a huge horse-mounted raid in one of the biggest parks in LA. What's going on here, Kenneth, and why this park?
Hey, Keegan. So this is MacArthur Park that we're talking about. This is in the Westlake neighborhood of Los Angeles. And this park has had a very long, complicated history. The international MS-13 gang originated nearby. And for decades, this park has been central in the sale of all kinds of illicit goods, especially fake identification, fake IDs, fake social security documents, fake residency cards, you name it. And its function is the city's largest open-air drug market. It's been this way for decades. This is in contrast to the message about the park presented by LA Mayor Karen Bass. She arrived at the park as federal agents were conducting their operation. She did have several hours notice that this operation was happening, which let her show up as operations were underway. She said to the agents, they need to leave because this is unacceptable. Just wait and see. They will be leaving soon. She said that after getting off a phone call with Customs and Border Patrol and Border Protection. Later, Karen Bass let out a statement saying that there had been more than 20 kids playing in the 35-acre MacArthur Park. But as we'll see, maybe this isn't a place where a lot of kids want to play. 20 kids in 35 acres, it's probably that low for a reason. So until the end of World War II, Westlake was a very wealthy, desirable neighborhood. It had these beautiful Victorian homes. It was featured very prominently in the 1947 film noir, Too Late for Tears. But in the decades since then, the area has become completely overrun by crime. The again, infamous MS-13 international gang spawned there. And it's also become an epicenter of the city's drug crisis. When I was doing more research for this story, I came across a 2006 investigation by NPR about the sales in MacArthur Park of fake documentation. They found that in just 20 minutes, they were approached 6 times by people trying to sell them false identification. They said that the going rate for a, quote, completely new identity, end quote, is, quote, around $100, end quote. So, with inflation, it's probably a couple $200 now. And they said that ID for sale included everything from, driver's licenses to social security cards, resident alien cards, and even student ID cards. You can get student discounts. And they said, on every single corner, there are clusters of men. And if your eyes meet their eyes for even a moment, they'll flash you a hand sign and try to approach you to sell you something. At the time, NPR reported there were only 2 officers assigned to the fake documents unit for the area, and they were only shutting down about 1 fake document mill each month. And this is at the time, they said they need about 25 officers to really roll up the place and properly do the job. Doesn't seem like that ever happened. The Department of Justice further released a paper during the Obama era noting that the park is widely known as one of the largest open-air drug markets in Los Angeles. And, they did note that some efforts to clean up the area and restore order by then Mayor James Hahn had made strides towards making the park accessible to members of the public. This situation, though, eventually reversed and things have deteriorated yet again. By 2023, the area had become a hub for fentanyl sales and consumption. The LA Daily News conducted an investigation. They found that shoplifting in the area had gone up significantly because of addicts stealing to fuel their addiction. And this park was also just covered with people reselling stolen goods so that they can go and buy more drugs from other people in the park. So in January 2025, the situation was so bad that Mayor Karen Bass herself and the city of Los Angeles conducted yet another major crackdown. They conducted sweeps, again, with mounted officers, which is what the federal agents just did. And I thought it was very interesting to see the mayor and prominent leaders say that it was unusual or to use these mounted officers when that is what the city of LA had just done in January. Mayor Bass said that this sweep had made a major difference, but further investigations have shown that this might not really be the case. Cal Matters, which is, fairly moderate publication in California, very respected by people on both sides of the aisle. Their reporter, Jim Newton, found that even with the gains against crime here, the playgrounds aren't getting any use. When I visited on Monday, I counted only one woman in the park, and she was a city employee picking up trash. There were no children. It really does seem like this park is still not a great place to be. It is unfortunate that this large 35-acre park in the middle of LA, an area that doesn't have a lot of green space, is the way it is. But this is some necessary context for why this raid was conducted here. People are selling all kinds of illegal goods. It's not safe for anyone really to be there. And the fact that it's become a political theater focal point is unfortunate, because I'm sure residents of the area would really prefer if the park were safe and clean enough for children and really all citizens to enjoy.
Now, later on Monday, the Border Patrol chief of the area, he had something to counter.
Yes. So a few things are happening here. The El Centro Sector Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino, who said, regarding Bass's orders for them to leave, she said, "Better get used to us now, because this is going to be normal very soon. We will go anywhere, anytime we want in Los Angeles." This is part of sort of an ongoing struggle between the federal government and the city of Los Angeles. The city of Los Angeles has sanctuary city provisions that limit coordination with federal immigration officials, including the sharing of information or use of city resources in immigration enforcement. And the city has joined a lawsuit and is petitioning to intervene in this class action lawsuit against ICE and federal immigration enforcement raids, claiming that they're racially discriminatory and that detainees' constitutional rights are not being upheld. So you have the city filing its lawsuit. On the federal side, the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against the Sanctuary City Ordinance, citing the Supremacy Clause of the U.S. Constitution. The Supremacy Clause just says federal statutes preempt state and local statutes. This has been a pretty clear part of federalism in our country for hundreds of years. So we'll see who wins out in these cases, and what happens with Los Angeles moving forward.
Well, thank you, Kenneth, and we will be following the story as it develops. You can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. This has been another episode of California in Focus.